So first, the general format according to APA style. So what is the general format of writing an assignment according to APA style? So remember that APA style is an almost uh, universal style, and whenever we write an assignment according to APA style, we follow the same set rules. So these are the general guidelines. Your essay should be typed, double spaced, with 1 inch margin on all sides. You also include a page number at the top of every page. For a student paper, this only includes the page number. And you put the page number in the header on the right top of your paper. And in addition to the page number in the header, you should type title of your paper in the header. In the header flush left using all capital letters. The running head is a shortened version of your paper title and cannot exceed 50 characters, including spacing and punctuation. So right top is the page number and left top is the title of your paper. But the title of the paper should not exceed 50 words. About the font. Font for the whole paper is 12 point Times New Roman. What are the major paper sections? These are the ones. There are 4 major sections: the title page, abstract, main body, references. Title page first. So basically the title page contains the title of your paper, the name of the author, and the institutional affiliation. As a student, you should also include the course number and name of the course, name of the instructor, and assignment due date. Type your title in upper and lower letters centered in the upper half of the page. The title should be centered and written in boldface. All text on the title page and throughout your paper should be double spaced. Beneath the title, type the author's name, first name, middle, and last name. Do not use titles or degrees of the author's name. Beneath the author's name, type the institutional affiliation. And we can see the sample student APA title page right over here. So the page number right top, the title of the paper in the center, above the middle of the page, and then the author's name, which is Polly Purdue over here. That is your name, the student's name. And then the institutional affiliation, that is name of your university. Then course title and course name, the name of the professor or the name of the instructor, and then due date. This is about the title page. Any question about the title page?
No, sir.
Okay. The second section of your paper according to APA style is abstract. You write abstract on a new page. It will have a page header. The new page will have a page header with the page number right top and title of the paper on the left top. On the first line of the abstract page, center and bold, write the word abstract. No italics, no underlining, no quotation marks. And then give a concise summary of the key points of your research. So your abstract should include the research topic, research questions, participants, if any, methods, if any, result, data analysis, and conclusion. You might also include possible implications of your research and future work you see connected with your findings. So your abstract should be a single paragraph, double space. Your abstract should typically be no more than 250 words. So here is the abstract page. Page number right top, the title on the left top, both of them in the header. The word abstract in the center, and then the whole of the paragraph, no italics, the regular script, and then you can also include the keywords at the bottom. Any question about the second page?
No, sir.
Okay. So now from here, I would move on to the in-text citation part. Now, the third part of your paper basically is the text of your paper, the body. So for example, currently you are writing controversy analysis paper, that is the body of your paper. So in-text citation is a way to cite the resources that either you know and you consult to write your paper, and you borrow some material from there, or you take a quotation from there, you take a shorter quotation from there, or you take a longer quotation from there. So when using APA format, follow the author date method of in-text citation. This means that the author's last name and the year of publication for the source should appear in the text, like for example, Jones, 1998, both of them within parentheses and a period after that. One complete reference of each source should appear in the reference list at the end of the paper. So the in-text citation method that you use, it is called author date method. So wherever you write a statement which either is a direct quotation or it is a paraphrase of a statement from another source, then right after that statement, which is either borrowed as a quotation or borrowed as a paraphrase, in either case, you will put right after that statement the in-text citation according to author date method. And the author date method means you mention the last name of the author of that particular source from where you are borrowing, and then after comma, the year in which that particular source is published. And this information should be within parentheses and then a period after that, and you put it right inside your essay wherever you write a statement which you either are borrowing as a quote or you are borrowing in a paraphrase. If you are referring to an idea from another work but not directly quoting the material, or you are making reference to an entire book, article, or other work, you only have to make reference to the author and year of publication and not the page number in your in-text reference. So if you are referring to the complete work, or you are just referring to a general idea in the book, and that idea does not have a specific page as such, then you do not need to enter any page number in the in-text reference. On the other hand, if you are directly quoting or borrowing from another work, you should include the page number at the end of the parenthetical citation. You will use the abbreviation P period for one page or PP period for multiple pages before listing the page numbers. Use an N dash for page ranges. For example, you might write parenthesis start Jones, comma 1998, comma P a period, and then 199 parenthesis close. So single P means just one page. Or if there are multiple pages, a range of the pages, then you write pages like this PP and then a period 1999 to 199 to 201 and then parenthesis closes. Regardless of how they are referenced, all sources that are cited in the text must appear in the reference list at the end of the paper. Now, this piece of information is very crucial. So, while you put the in-text citation according to author date method in this manner, you might already have noticed that this information is not enough for the reader to trace the actual source from where you are borrowing or quoting any material. So you provide complete citation of this particular work from where you are quoting. You provide the complete citation at the end of your article under a reference list. So you provide a reference list, complete reference list, and in that reference list, you should provide the complete citation of each source which has been mentioned in the in-text citation inside the paper. So it is almost obvious, but still, if you are trying to figure out how it works, so basically, when I read the word Jones, or when your reader reads the name Jones, the last name Jones, and would like to trace the complete citation, your reader will, look at the last page of your assignment at the reference list and browse through the list to find the name Jones. And it will be very easy to find the name Jones because, as you already know, that in the reference list according to APA, the citations are arranged in the order, in the alphabetical order. And for each citation, the last name of the author is put first, which is the author's name is written in inversion. The author's name is always inverted according to APA style. So the last name comes first, right? So you can imagine if all these citations are written alphabetically with reference to the last name of the authors, then it is so convenient for a reader to immediately spot the word Jones, the name Jones in the reference list at the end of the paper. And over there, then the reader can read the complete citation to know what is the source, who published it, which city was it published, and other details related to that particular source. So once again, for every in-text citation that you mention in your paper, you will write a complete citation in the reference list as well. All right, any question about it? If no question, let's move on to shorter quotations.
Sir,
Now,
where will be the reference list?
say it again.
Where will be the reference list?
Where is the reference list?
Yes, sir.
What is your question? What do you mean by where is the reference list? You mean
Sir, we'll mention the reference list at the start.
now We already discussed reference list when I explained to you the method of writing annotated bibliography. And
Yes, sir.
I told you at that time that you will write the citations in annotated bibliography according to APA style, right?
Yes, sir.
So you will follow exactly the same method. In fact, you will copy the exact same citations from your annotated bibliography into the reference list now, right? Uh,
Okay, sir.
given the fact, given the fact that you are actually citing anything from those sources, right? So the first thing is you need to see what you are actually quoting, what you are actually citing as in-text citation within the paper, right? So once you have seen that you cited a particular source, all right, now you need complete citation of that source. You can open up your annotated bibliography and see the complete citation already written there. All right, you can copy that into the reference list of your controversy analysis paper, right? You already have done that part, okay? You only need to copy the citation from there and paste it into the reference list. Once again, given the fact that you are actually, uh, quoting from those sources, only then you can do that, okay? If you are using an additional source which is not in the annotated bibliography, then you need to write the citation, complete citation of that new source according to APA. All right. So
Okay,
the
sir.
primary understanding is this, that you are using the same 10 resources that you already have mentioned in annotated bibliography. You will be using the same sources to write this paper as well. Therefore, you will be only copying the complete citation from there into the reference list. Okay, but remember, you will not include the annotation in the reference list. Reference list is just the reference list. Reference list only indicates what sources you have actually utilized in your paper. All right. But annotated bibliography is something else. Annotated bibliography tells your instructor which sources you have consulted and what did you find relevant in those sources. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I was on the short quotations. Okay. Now, how would you copy and then cite the short quotations from your resources? So basically, there are two major ways. And then the third one we already have discussed. So if you are directly quoting from a work, you will need to include the author, year of publication, and page number for the reference, preceded by P for a single page and PP for a span of multiple pages. You can introduce the quotation with a signal phrase that includes the author's last name followed by the date of publication in parentheses. So this is the first way to write a short quotation. You can mention the author in a signal phrase. This phrase is called signal phrase, according to Jones 1998. It signals that you are going to cite something after this. It signals that you are going to quote something by this author after this. So you can write the quotation, short quotation like this. According to Jones, Jones is the last name of the author, 1998 in parentheses, comma, and then inverted comma begin. You write the whole quotation. These are the exact words from a source. And then you close with the inverted commas, start parenthesis, P period page number, close the parenthesis and a period at the end. Do not put a period over here inside the inverted commas. Rather, put the period after the parenthesis. This is one way to write a short quotation. The other way to write a short quotation is like this: Jones 1998 found, and then inverted commas begin. You write the whole quotation, inverted commas close, and then parenthesis begin, P period 199, and then parenthesis close. And then you continue to write your sentence, rest of the sentence. Only this part is the quotation, right? Starting from students until style. So this part is in inverted commas, and the in-text citation appears right over here after the short quote. Now, notice that in these two examples, the author's name has been used in the sentence. If the author's name has been used in the sentence, you don't need to repeat the name in the parentheses as well. All right. On the other hand, if you do not use the writer's name in the sentence, then you must include the page number, the author's name in the parentheses. Like, look at this sentence. She stated, comma, inverted commas begin. Students often had difficulty using APA style, inverted commas close, and then parenthesis begins. Jones, comma, 1998, comma, P dot 199, parenthesis close, comma, and then the sentence continues. This comma is part of the sentence, right? But this is a punctuation mark. It should come after the parenthesis. So notice that in this case, no signal phrase has been used in the sentence. In other words, the author's name has not been used in the sentence. Therefore, the author's name must appear in the in-text citation. So these three possibilities are there. You can write a citation for a short quote in any of these three ways. These using all these three ways, that provides a little bit diversity to your writing style. All right, but all these three are correct ways. Now, one thing that you must notice is that the author's name should always have the year of publication of that work with it. So if you are writing the author's name in the sentence, then put the year in parentheses after the name. And if you are writing the name in the parentheses, then of course the year will be with it anyway. All right, but the year should stay with the author's name. Any question about the short quotation?
No, sir.
Good. Let's move on to long quotations. What if you are using longer quotations in your paper? So place direct quotations that are 40 words or longer in a freestanding block of typewritten lines and omit quotation marks. Start the quotation on a new line, indented ½ inch from the left margin, that is, in the same place you would begin a new paragraph. Type the entire quotation on the new margin and indent the first line of any subsequent paragraph within the quotation ½ inch from the new margin. Maintain double space throughout, but do not add an extra blank line before or after it. The parenthetical citation should come after the closing punctuation mark. Because block quotation formatting is okay, so that's fine. Now let's look at the example. Now, this is the signal phrase. Jones 1998 study found the following. Then you put a colon after that. This also is important. For a longer quote, a quote longer than 40 words should have a colon after the signal phrase. This is not case in the shorter quote. In the shorter quote, you either put comma or you put nothing, depending on your need. But in the case of the longer quote, you put a colon after the signal phrase. So Jones 1998 study found the following, a colon, and then you put the longer quotation longer than 40 words. and you put it in such a manner that the whole quote should be indented from the left margin, and the indentation is half inch, right? And then at the end of the quote, you first put the ending punctuation and then parenthesis p and then a period 199 and parenthesis close. Once again, note that this period, which is the ending punctuation, is before the parenthesis in the case of longer quote. In the shorter quote, it is different. In the shorter quote, the ending punctuation mark comes after the parenthesis, not before it. Again, one more thing. In the longer quote, you do not use inverted commas. So this indentation of the whole quote is enough signal that this part of the text is a quotation. Any question about the longer quote, students?
No, sir.
So throw double space, but sometimes students tend to separate this long quotation with a double space. That is not correct. So the space between this quote and the text above it, and the space between the last line of the quote and the text after that, that space would be just the double space as it is in rest of the text. So don't insert an extra space over here. Okay. Now the next category of quotation is quotations from sources without pages. What if the sources that you are using, they don't have a page number? How will you provide a citation in that case? So direct quotations from sources that do not contain pages should not reference a page number. Instead, you may reference another logical identifier element, a paragraph or a chapter number or a section number or table number or something else. So Jones 1998 found a variety of causes for student dissatisfaction with prevailing citation practices. And now this quote has been taken, this idea has been taken from paras 4 to 5. In this case, there is no page number. A meta-analysis of available literature, Jones, 1998, revealed inconsistency across large-scale studies of student learning. Now, table 3, within parentheses, a period after that, right? So these two are cases where the source that you consulted did not have page numbers, right? In that case, either you can just omit the page number, forget about it. You don't need to mention anything, okay? Or if there is any clear indication, like there is a table and you're quoting from the table, then you can just provide the citation of that number of that table. You can mention the table number in the parenthesis at the place of page numbers, right? But if you don't mention anything, even then it is fine. And now the final thing is about summary or paraphrase. If you're paraphrasing an idea from another work, you only have to make reference to the author and year of publication in your in-text citation, and you can omit the page number. You don't have to enter the page number if you are providing a summary of a source or a paraphrase of a source. APA guidelines, however, do encourage including a page range for a summary or paraphrase when it will help the reader find the information in a longer work. For example, you are consulting a source which is an article from a magazine, and the article is from page 110 to 111, for example. you are not quoting any exact words from the article, but you are just providing a summary of that article, that this is what article says. In that case, you can still mention the page number, right? You can mention the page range in that case, which is pp dot page 110 uh, n dash 111 and then parenthesis close, right? Or you can omit the page number totally. So according to Jones, 1998, in parenthesis, comma, APA style is a difficult citation format for first-time learners, a period. So no page number here, because the idea over here is just a summary from a source which was written by Jones. APA style is a difficult citation format for first-time learners. Jones, comma 1998, comma p dot 199 parenthesis close a period. So basically, over here we understand that this article, which has been paraphrased or summarized in this particular line, it was on page 199. Over here, the page was not mentioned because we have the option to omit the page number if we are just providing a summary of the source. All right. And by the way, these are the only three possibilities for the citations that you will provide. Either it will be a shorter quote, or it will be a longer quote, or it will be a paraphrase or summary of the source that you are giving, right? In some cases, you might have a table, right? We just discussed that possibility as well. We might have a table, or we might have a graph, or we might have a diagram. If that is the case, you can follow this way to cite that. You can still mention that uh, in this manner, right? So any questions, students?
Sir, if the source is from an interview,
So mention the author's name in the parenthesis, the last name, a comma, and then mention the date of its publication. How will you know what is the date of publication? From the complete citation, which is in the annotated bibliography.
okay, sir, got it.
Yeah. So in-text citation is actually a little simpler than the complete citation in the reference list, because irrespective of the kind of source you are using, the in-text citation remains the same. It is the last. So almost all sources have the last name, right? Last name of the author, right? So you can put the last name of the author, a comma, and then date of the publication.